Hi and welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. How you doing, sir? How you doing, lads? Hope you're having a lovely day. Nice sunshine out there today. Now, if you find any of today's entertainment informative, don't forget to smash that lovely like button. It's almost as lovely as me. And if you haven't subscribed already, and I know 70% of you haven't, then don't forget to smash that sexy subscribe button. I know it's sexier than me, just ask my wife. And don't forget to bang that bell notification. You'll be notified whenever a new video gets uploaded. I've been asked to upload some cheap stocks, unknown stocks. Now, I wouldn't say the ones I chose were unknown. Most of them are. One of them isn't. Now, I've gone for 3 penny stocks and 1 unknown pharma stock. And I hope you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you're looking to buy them, there's links down in the description down below to free trading apps, and it's Trading 212, Freetrade and Stake. You'll get a free share worth up to $200 or £100 depending on the one you choose, for signing up and depositing a small amount. Anyway, on with the show. We start with Zovio. Now, Zovio is a teaching app, but it's more than that. It is looked over most time because it's making a loss, and it's had a 79% share price drop, and you see there they've gone new strong buy stocks. And Zovio, what makes Zovio a new strong buy stock? I haven't looked on that yet, but I will definitely look on that. But it's one that I'm looking to add to my position, purely because of a few things. Firstly, if you see there, market cap 93 million. If you check their financials, 95% of their market cap, they have that in cash, so they'll be able to weather the storm. By the storm I mean COVID-19, or the Rona if you're from across the pond. And they're more than just an education site, education platform, because there's loads of them about. They also include exams, testing and monitoring. They would be like the Zoom for teachers. Now, we all know schools aren't going to be able to afford Zoom long term. My kid's school doesn't use Zoom or teaching apps. They do remote learning by having us download his homework or going to the school and picking up the homework. But if this goes on much longer, they would probably employ something like this, purely because of the price point and the efficiency and how effective it is. So I can see this working. When you consider that, when you consider the debt as well, then can't see on that, sorry. Let's see, maybe on Stake. Yeah, when you consider the debt, then that they don't have, they're in a good price. Oh, look at that, it's going shooting up already. Yeah, it's one that I've just added. I put in a limit buy just before I started this video, and I didn't expect it to go through, and it's already shot up. I've already made a profit if I sold it, but I think this has the ability to 10x or even more. Now, the next one will be one you'd have heard of, Groupon. Now, you see price point there. I think it could hit again. I think it could 10x. These are shares that I think can 10x. It has a lot of cash on hand for compared to its competitors. We've all used Groupon before, and we've 1 in 5 Americans use Groupon regularly, and I know a lot of people in England do. And I think once this is over, people can't wait to go out, but at the same time, people can't afford to go out wasting a lot of money. So where they're going to go? Groupon. Now, I sometimes get people have a word with me, say to me, I must be cheap, using a voucher to go out. But to tell the truth, I've taken my whole family out up West End to Marco Pierre White's and for a drink out afterwards, and all the sort of price it would be to go around the corner for a meal. And I've had a 3-course meal, drinks and all that on it. So why wouldn't I use it? You get cash back with it. The first time you use it, you get money off. I just think it's a great platform. I've used all of them. I've used Groupon, Living Social, loads of them, and Groupon is still the best one. Now on to the next one. Now this isn't as good as the other two financially on the books, but it's still good. Still has a good financial balance sheet, and it's on something that's hot right now. Again, one that can 10x. It's called Quantum Corporation. They're a data storage center, which, as you know, is hot. Also quantum computing. Now, they have a lot of cash on hand. Not as much in comparison to the other two, but still a lot. Now, please do your own due diligence with these. Now is coming more the long shot. Arena Pharmaceuticals, and this is the Motley Fool. Now this is the call that they had for Arena Pharmaceuticals, where they say they are going to sit on $1 billion in cash. Now, you see here, massive bridges here of $1 billion, a lot of different pipeline programs, and what they're doing is, what they're saying is they're going to hold their cash, going to get through their milestone, find themselves in an incredibly fortunate position to have the balance sheet they do, so they don't have to raise capital, and allows them to weather the storm. So you've seen with Moderna the trouble they're going to get in with the SEC because they have to raise capital. Now these guys, they have all this money. They have $1 billion in cash. So as well as that, they have a huge pipeline, and they you know, that they aren't looking profitable, but if you look at their chart, you'll see they was profitable last year. Now they're not declaring a profit. So basically what's happened is they're putting losses. They've put a lot of their money into R&D, which is basically what Gilead done as well before all this started. What's happened is they've got a lot of trials going on for a lot of drugs, and if we see sorry about all this, it's a problem with doing something live. And let's see, P ratio is 6.73, because if you go down here, it shows they made a 49% profit margin last year. The year before they didn't, but they're saying that to 2020 they haven't made a profit, they made a loss. But because they made such a big profit in 2019, they have that $1 billion to see them through. Their debt to assets is 9%. I mean, what kind of pharmaceutical company only has 9% debt to assets? I mean, 102 million is a lot. When you consider their assets are 1.17 billion, it's like and these are different things. There are 3 primary clinical programs at the moment. Phase 2 for ulcerative colitis, and in phase 2 for Crohn's disease and Ralinpag. Phase 2 for pulmonary arterial hypertension. Now, they've got a drug that's been approved for marketing in the USA and South Korea for weight management. Now, how big is that going to be? Once that's taken off in there, they can then have it approved in the UK, the rest of Europe. Now, they have one for autoimmune disease and vascular disease, one for pain. And they have one for central nervous system, an earlier stage. Now, this autoimmune disease one and this pulmonary arterial hypertension, I'm surprised they're not going to the FDA and asking them to be considered for expedited trial status, like Moderna and Gilead did, purely because it could form part of the cocktail. But for some reason, they just want to get on with it and not have any special treatment. However, I think a company that has such little debt, on paper, it says, oh no, they've made such a huge loss to last March, but when you look at it, they have so much money, cash on hand, that it's a blip in the ocean. Then what more would you want? I know it's expensive for a drug company. You can pick up Gilead for $72. You'll be able to pick up Moderna soon for the same price, $52. But at the same time, I mean, a drug company I recommended before, the Clovis, you could pick up for $7 now, $7.50. It's a good job we all got out when we did. But when you're looking at, all the things they have in the pipeline, all the money they have. I've spoken before about another company in the UK, Tanzania Life Sciences, who they don't have the money anymore. They have 10 people. They have like 2 free drugs in the pipeline, not ready yet, but in the pipeline. And in order, and one of them they was going to utilise for COVID-19. And in order to make it even better, a bit like a cocktail, like the one that they were talking about in America, it was cheaper for them to go and buy another drug company with their pipeline and apply their drugs to theirs. Now this was a minnow of a company with 10 people on. They've gone and bought someone. Think of the companies that they can buy with $1 billion once they start bringing in revenue again. This is because they're not bringing in revenue because their salespeople aren't going out selling. And don't forget, what they'll be selling is weight management. Even the people who don't need weight management at the moment, once all this is over, they're going to want weight management, because unless they've been using that Peladone or they've been going out working as a key worker during this period, they will have put on weight. And you don't want, these people don't want to be the type of person who goes back to work and is suddenly 5-10 pounds or a stone heavier. So, and I saw one company that only had, in the UK, that only had a weight management drug, nothing else. I saw that 10x on the back of it, and it had the NHS doing, you know, trialing it with some people. And to tell the truth, that wasn't really that good a drug. You know, you had to go on a diet while taking it. So I didn't do it, but I know people who did, and they said that the trial was kind of fixed because you're going on a diet while taking it, you're going to lose weight. Anyway, if you've enjoyed any of tonight's video, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm getting the video out to more people. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. If you agree with my picks, please comment on the comments box below. If you don't, that's fine. I'd appreciate you saying the reason why. If you're already in one of these, or if you have penny stocks of your own, then let us know, share, and give us the reasoning behind it. And stay safe, stay investing, stay savvy, and I'll see you in the next video.